19 rebound performance from Hannah Sunley-Paisley. By the end of this game, one of these teams will improve to 2-0. Sydney, you had the chance to chat with each of the team's coaches. What is their focus for this game?
Starting with the Advantage Titans, I was able to talk to Coach Shannon Bartley, and plain and simple, to stay undefeated. That was the key point that she told me. And obviously they have some strong bigs. They have numbers 1, 2, and 3 in terms of league leading rebounders, with number 1 being Hannah Sunley-Paisley with 19 rebounds. So again, 57 rebounds as a team total coming from last game. Now going over to Brampton, talking with head coach April Deuce, physicality on the 3 bigs is a given. Obviously the Advantage Titans have that on lock, but to take easy looks away from the Titans is going to be a key attribute for the Warriors this game, and a constant that she wanted to keep from their winning game into this one is play simple basketball. Don't get too overcomplicated with it. You know how to play, keep it consistent, and hopefully they're going to be able to keep their winning streak going into this game. Today's
officials are Ann Pastrana, Missy McCutcheon, and Sharon Ruder. Right away, Advantage Titans with the first offensive look, rebounded by Olivia Osamasali for the Warriors. Top of the key, it's the deep 3. Right off the bat, Kiera Leverage, the Scarborough native. Sunley-Paisley has it now, looking for some action. Keeps. Ball's going to be out of bounds. Baseline inbounds. Justina King has it. Quick pass. Stripped. Keeping it off the mark and out the other way. It's Angeline Campbell right to double O. Olivia Samasali, and down goes Sunley-Paisley, grabbing her left ankle, and she needs a substitution. And that's not good news for the Advantage Titans, walking off under her own power here. So a quick substitution sees Teresa Brown check in for Sunley-Paisley. Not too sure if she just stepped on a teammate's foot or.
It was unfortunate, honestly. It was really, she tried to stop herself, but she was going a bit too quick, and she just rolled her ankle as she was trying to just kind of catch herself. So hopefully she's going to be able to come back into this game. Again, ankles are tricky, but hopefully she's going to be able to manage it.
Justina King hands it off to Brown, and that one intercepted. Brampton Warriors out. Leverage couldn't get it to go. But the shot from Michaela Richer from the elbow, good. Trying to push the pace is Advantage Titans. Kiara Letlow running down the court. Olivia Osamasali called for the foul.
One of the keys that the Warriors wanted to play at coming into the game was simple basketball, and they're executing on that right now. Fast break transitions, getting the ball to the basket, drawing the foul. Clinical basketball so far.
Pass up, just a little too strong from Michaela Richer. Letlow has it, gives it up to Brown. Works over the screen, tries to attack the paint going downhill. Gets it off the backboard and in, Teresa Brown. Griffith Wallace playing give and go. At the top of the key now is Richer. Looking for some movement for some teammates. Angeline Campbell pulls it from deep off the front of the iron. On the far side, deep 3, Advantage Titans, that's good. A back and forth opening few minutes here in the first quarter of this game. Richer at the top of the key. Back cut by Angeline Campbell. The ball gets through, Campbell blocked. Out of bounds, ball will go the way of the Warriors. A pair of substitutions in. Tamia Francis checks in.
Early so far in this game, the Warriors have been a constant threat, but again, you can't take out the threat of the Titans so far.
Justina King looking for her second straight basket, a little too strong. The rebound tried to be put back there by Kiowa Walters, the Toronto, Ontario native.
When you go up against teams that are so strong and they both have key strengths, it's going to come down to what team can make fewer mistakes. And at the end of the day, that'll come down to not necessarily the other team being stronger, but your inability to beat yourself. So it's going to be interesting to see down the stretch what teams are really able to make less mistakes and capitalize on each basket.
Walters makes both. In game one, Walters had 13 points and 12 rebounds. That was a week one win. Of course, over team triple threat. Tamia Francis dances with it now in the middle of the key. Right to the basket. Scoop too hard. Richer gets it on the fadeaway. No good. Pushing the pace is the advantage Titans. Jill Stratton, no good. Tamia Francis has it on the near side, working baseline. Travel called on the tie-up. Advantage Titans will retain possession. The Warriors 2 of 3 from deep here. Advantage Titans 1 of 1, so some strong three-point shooting in the first 4 minutes of this game. Brianna Livingston working on Francis, picks up the dribble. Letlow down on the step through. That one, foul's gonna be called on Colby Roper. Letlow will go to the line for 2.
Kiara Letlow, a phenomenal big, coming all the way from Cape Breton University. She was the rookie of the year during her first season, a dominating threat on the block, on the post, so she is definitely somebody that you can't take for granted. And she's also second overall, in the league with 13 rebounds. So she's a player that can work both sides of the floor, and you cannot leave her alone on the block because she's going to make you pay for it 9 times out of 10. She's either going to make the basket or she's going to head to the line for the extra point.
3-time Atlantic University Sports First Team All-Star 2022, 2023, and recently 2024. 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Roper in now, and another travel called on the Warriors. That time, Kiera Leverage with the turnover. Stepping into it, Justina King off the side of the iron. Julianne McDonald couldn't corral the rebound, so ball will stay the way of advantage Titans. The 7-7 tie here, 4:21 remaining in the first quarter. Justina King on the near side. Into the baseline. Keeps the pivot foot, can't get it to go. Warriors, and a little uncontrolled. Another turnover, 3 straight offensive possessions, 3 straight turnovers for the Brampton Warriors. Kiera Leverage just a little out of control on that take. Letlow fighting for position, gets it on the entry pass, up, and again, Kiera Letlow is going to head back to the free throw line.
Fantastic decision on that play for Letlow. Instead of trying to fight to get front position, she said, okay, you're not going to give it to me. I'm going to extend my arm because I know I can reach for that ball farther than you can. And she was able to, again, fight for position and head to the line. So, again, when you head to the line, it's not only giving yourself the opportunity to get free, easy 2 points, you're also ticking away on fouls on the other team, which is something as we go down the stretch, when you see the Warriors already have 4 team fouls, it's going to make more of an impact later on in the game when they have players on their roster getting into foul trouble.
They actually just updated the scoreboard. They have 5 team fouls, so advantage Titans shooting free throws for the next 4 minutes in this opening quarter. Letlow perfect from the free throw line there. Must bring up her 40-point performance November 25th, 2022 against the University of New Brunswick. As we step aside for a 60-second timeout, stick with us. A great game here early on between the Advantage Titans and Brampton Warriors. back. The Advantage Titans have a 2-point lead, led by Justina King, number 23 in green. She's got 3 points. 105 shooting from the field, doing a lot of the heavy lifting here, at least early on for the Advantage Titans. And we must remind you that Hannah Sunley Paisley, the player of the game from week 1 for the Advantage Titans, has left with a left ankle injury. She is now back on the bench, walking under her own power. She might return to this game. We'll keep you updated. Meanwhile, Kiara Leverage nails a 3 from the top of the arc to bring the Warriors in front by 1. Livingston at the top of the key, fouled by double O Olivia Osamusali. A little too aggressive on the defense that time. So again, 5 team fouls for the Brampton Warriors, and the Advantage Titans are shooting free throws from here on out. 3:38 remaining in the first quarter. Foul trouble, part of the storyline here, at least early on, Sydney.
And something that the Titans have is specifically one of their game plans is to use their bigs. The 3 league-leading bigs are making them pay so far in this game, especially with the drawing fouls.
But Tamia Francis answers right back. The Toronto native from right where Kiara Leverage knocked down her 3 from. And some hounding defense on the other side on Teresa Brown. And yet another foul on the Brampton Warriors. Turnover, I apologize. The Advantage Titans are going to be called for the foul that time. A lot of bodies kind of mixed up with these jersey colors, are looking very similar.
You have to look at the clinical shooting coming from the Warriors, their ability to make the Titans pay. And again, when you do have such a strong offensive and defensive presence, you need to be able to be versatile, and shooting from beyond the arc is clinical right now for the Warriors.
That one just off the mark from Angeline Campbell. Back with it the other way is Justina King. The handoff to Letlow. And Hannah Sunley Paisley has rechecked into the game, number 21 in green, but the step in from Brianna Livingston is good. Double O up and off the glass. That's 2 points. Osamu Sali, this is a back and forth contest. Another take, but stripped by Janika Griffith-Wallace, who we haven't said her name a lot here, at least early in the first quarter.
Very quiet so far, and surprisingly so due to how aggressive that she was in the last game, but I assume we're going to start saying her name a little bit more as we go on here. But a bit of a collapse on defense there, to say the
very
least.
easy 2 points for Kiowa Walters on the inbound pass. It's Griffith-Wallace now on the step back 3. That one a little short. Advantage Titans have the opportunity to take the lead here. It's a 15-15 game. Just over 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 1. Yara Letlow. That's a deep 3 from Justina King. And it's a shootout. The entry pass to Michaela Richer. Keeps her foot alive. Leverage can't get it to go. That one rebounded by Walters. And Justina King has it. Paisley, Sunley Paisley into the paint. And Ellen Ugranov's going to take the foul, number 5 in black, the University of Toronto Varsity Blues product. As we take another look at that deep 3.
The distance from King. You know, sometimes coaches say, just push her outside the arc. You know, it's going to eliminate that 3-point chance. Not in King's case.
Can't do that with King. She'll keep stepping back. Actually, Griffith-Wallace had one from just in front of the logo. I think her heel was on the wing of the Eagle, or the Hawk, I should say. In week 1, it was fantastic performance. 8 of 13 from the 3-point line.
At some points on defense, all you can do is just put your hands up. I honestly don't know how you could have guarded that any better.
Francis now dances with it. Calls her own number from 3. That one finds its way through the hoop. The 3-point percentages for both squads, 66% for the Titans, 57% for the Warriors. Hoops are looking big here. Good defense by the Brampton Warriors. Griffith-Wallace, the one-handed pass to Campbell. The layup missed, and Sunley Paisley has it across the timeline. Justina King again, You betcha.
We're seeing it again. King left open because the defender slipped underneath the screen. You can't do that on her because she's going to make you pay from beyond the arc. We've seen how easy from length she's able to make those threes.
Richer with the fake and take gets to the paint for the foul. Is going to head to the free throw line for two. Michaela Richer, the Toronto, Ontario native. A little bit more than a hooper. She's actually the director of basketball operations for the organization Layup. Played her university ball at the University of Minnesota. So we take another look at some deep threes.
The contention on this team from both sides, the 3 points. King adding on to the margin here for the Titans, making them pay from beyond the arc. And you also have Francis, who again, they're both arguably, they have the same play style, where they're very fast offensively, they're distributors when it comes to their point guard position, but their three-point ability is next to none. So they're going to be two key players to watch for both sides for sure.
Kiera Leverage gets the rebound, but then has swarmed by three green jerseys. It's Letlow with it. That one off the mark. Kept alive. Suddenly Paisley has it. That one's going to be out of bounds off the hands of a Warriors defender. Will stay the way of the Advantage Titans with 39 seconds remaining. It's a 4-point lead for the women in green. And three-point shooting has been the story here in quarter number one. Suddenly Paisley kicks it back out. Back into the paint. Beautiful back cut with the pass interrupted. Francis has it, left-handed blocked on the back end, and a little too much arm on that, Teresa Brown. Apologies, Audrey Umbra is going to get called for the foul there.
Something to focus on too with both these teams respectfully is their ability to execute on challenging plays at the speed that they're going. And I think that's something that's key that we didn't really see going from the last game to this game. And the reason why they're so competitive is they're cutting those corners, making quick passes when there doesn't look like there's any chances. So that's the reason why this game is so close right now, because both teams are stacked defensively and offensively, and the speed at which they're operating is unmatched.
Mia Francis goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Umbra kicks it over to Stratton. Stratton's looking for a cutter. Defended by Griffith Wallace. Griffith Wallace with the steal, gives it right back. Suddenly Paisley off the side of the backboard. That one out of bounds. The quarter comes to an end. It's a 2-point lead. Advantage Titans will step aside for the first quarter break. Stick with us. Second quarter action coming up. It's Hoop Queens Summer League 2024. They're adding a second to the clock as the ball bounced out of bounds. The clock did not stop, so the ball will be inbounded and dribbled out. Leverage going to throw one up. That one off the mark. And now we'll step aside. Welcome back. It's second quarter action time here for Humber College. Hoop Queens Summer League 2024. The Advantage Titans have a 2-point lead over the Brampton Warriors. Sydney, a high pace first quarter.
Very high pace, and I think when you look at the stat for stat comparison, both teams are neck and neck, but what's really giving the Titans just a little bit of the advantage right now. Again, it's only 2 points, but they're fouls. They have 7 total fouls. The Warriors have 7 total fouls in this game right now, and that's hurting them. Right now, it's going to come down to what players can last the longest, and if you're already at 7 fouls and we're just getting into the second quarter, it's not really going to play out too well, so hopefully they're able to make some small adjustments defensively to really take that problem away.
Kayla Richey with the up and under off the front of the iron, rebounded by Sunley Paisley, who has it now on the near side. Whip pass across, working in the paint. Up and over, that one rims around and rebounded by McDonald. Sunley Paisley ties her up. Possession arrow going the way of the advantage Titans. Luckily for the Brampton Warriors, the team fouls reset at the start of the second quarter, so they're back to 0.
Thankfully, it's like a new game, you know?
Keola Walters gets the 2 to go from just behind the free throw line, extending the lead for the Titans to 4. Francis works to her left. That foul is going to be called on Walters. First foul of the second quarter goes against the advantage Titans. Tamia Francis is quick, shifty. It's hard to get your feet set in front of that.
Especially when there's a screen coming her way, she's too quick. You can't be right on her. You got to give her a little bit of space to allow yourself time to not give the foul up to her so easily.
Richey, another step through. That one's going to be called a travel. Live ball turnover on Richey. Now working on the left is Walters, stepping down and backing down her defender. Again, the travel's going to be called. So back-to-back travels and turnovers starting to creep into the second quarter. Taking care of the ball, as you said with your conversation with the coach, is going to be at the top of the priority list to get a victory here in the second game. Francis now working to her right. Around the screen, pulls up, fouls. In the act of shooting, she'll head to the free throw line. Foul going to go on Audrey Umba.
Something important to point out that Francis is doing, and a lot of people forget it as we kind of get to the higher levels, the basics of a screen and roll. It's not up to the person setting the screen to get a good enough position for you to kind of get an opening. It's up to the point guard to drive the defender into a bad position. That way your teammate doesn't get the foul call. And that's exactly what Francis is doing. She's cutting to a point where the defender has no choice but to either foul her or let her get an easy basket. And she just got 2 easy points there. So that's something that the Warriors are doing so effectively right now. And as you're seeing, they're still 2 points down, but they're able to kind of come back to this game.
Francis now up to 10 points on the game as that up and under shot from Sunley Paisley got denied. Blocking call on Francis, who's trying to take the body on Kiara Letlow. Baseline out of bounds. Checking back in for the Warriors is Angeline Campbell. Out goes Francis. 2 girls, women, sharing shoes, it looks like. Would you believe it? Another 3-point attempt for Justina King. That one just off the mark. 3-point shooting, a big part of the storyline of the first quarter. Justina King trying to reintroduce it here in the second. Running into double coverage. Ball tied up. Turnover on the court. Brampton Warriors have it. Angeline Campbell will bring it up the court. Working to her right. Nothing there. Leverage, just off the mark. Rebounded by Letlow. Umba to her left. Into the paint. Double team. Passes it back out. Livingston And one opportunity for Brianna Livingston. The Toronto native takes it hard to the hoop.
That's how you fight through contact. Being able to not give up as soon as you see two bodies or two hands in your face. Go to the net, create those chances, go right through contact, and it's gonna work out for you 9 times out of 10. And right now she's headed to the line for the extra point.
Livingston good for the three-point play. It's nice to see her back on the court after injuries in 2020 and 2021 held her out from competition at Monmouth University. Finished her collegiate career at North Florida, 9 points per game in 17 games played. Working into the key now with it is Colby Roper. Double dribble called out of bounds, Brampton Warriors. The Titans lead up to 5 with 5 minutes, 40 seconds remaining here. The second game of a doubleheader from Humber College. It's Hoop Queens Summer League 2024. Humba. King. Letlow. Gives it up to Brown. That one's just off the mark. Rebounded. And the foul's going to be called. The rebound comes to Campbell. The foul's going to be called on the floor.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not too sure what that was. I know there was a foul call somewhere.
I was looking at the official's hand gestures and trying to figure it out. Looks like the foul's gonna go on Kiara Letlow. Meanwhile, Angeline Campbell drops her defender, gives it to Ugranov. Ugranov off the short iron, fighting for it on the far side. It's Roper who can't keep it alive. All the way down at the other end of the court, guess who? Kiara Letlow ahead of the pack. No one's got her picked up. And there it is. Letlow making the Warriors look sleepy. Ugranov has it. Dances into the paint. Right-handed scoop finish, no good. Advantage Titans the other way. Justina King back into the paint. King has it at the top of the key, into the corner. That one off the mark. Rebounded by Ugranov. It's Campbell with it. Roper from the baseline. That one a little too short. Umba works to her right hand. Back to Brown. Far side. In the corner cut. King gets her defender in the air. And Julianne McDonald runs right into King. What a pump fake.
The hang time was long on that one.
I mean, she's been shooting it well from beyond the arc, so trying to close the gap was Julianne McDonald instead. Lobbers. Justina King. They're both okay, thankfully.
You mentioned it earlier, JJ. Letlow, something she's doing that I don't really think the Warriors have been able to pick up on yet is as soon as she goes for the attempted block from beyond the arc, she's gone down the floor. She trusts that her team has the strength and the ability to stop the play defensively, and she's already gone before the Warriors even know that she's down the floor. So it's an interesting play. You haven't really seen a lot of teams capitalize on that so far, but she trusts her team so immensely that she's like, I'm going to go down the floor, you guys play a man down, and then I'll go and then potentially get the extra point head to the line.
4 points, 4 rebounds from Kiara Letlow. On the other side, Tamia Francis leading the charge for the Warriors. 2 of 3 from the field, 2 of 2 from deep, and 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Anna Sunley-Paisley hasn't made her impact felt on this game yet. 0 of 2 from the field after coming back from that ankle scare. Happy to see her back on the court, however.
A player who I want to see really explode, and as we would hopefully know, going from the University of Toronto, Ellen Ugranov, a sensational three-point shooter to say the least, hasn't really been shown so much here in this league, but again, she is not a player to be taken lightly. Once she finds her groove in her position on this Warriors roster, and she finally feels more comfortable to start releasing her shot, it's going to go in, and it's going to be a shock to every single person, but hopefully her team at this point.
King attacks right at the elbow. Foul's going to be called on the way up, and I believe that's on Ellen Ugrinov, who actually scored over 1,000 points for her career at the University of Toronto this past season in a big win over Nipissing University. She's communicating with her teams now just to talk about that defensive confusion. And I noticed she's not wearing her Ugrinov orange sneakers today. She went to the work boots, the black and whites, trying to change things up. King is a little strong with the first, so Justina King, of course, played her NCAA ball at Long Beach State and then the University of Toledo. Happy belated birthday. She just turned 24 on June 1st. 1 of 2 from the line. King has some experience playing for Team Canada at the U18 FIBA Americas, won silver there, and then the U19 FIBA World Cup 6th place finish. Angeline Campbell can't get that layup to go. Advantage Titans pushing the base. Jill Stratton left wide open. Off the short rim, Angeline Campbell has the rebound. Leverage to her left, Campbell works to her right. Entry pass, 0-0, Osamu Sali blocked, but too much contact by Teresa Brown. Osamu Sali's gonna head to the free throw line. Osamu Sali's perfect from the field, 2 for 2, 4 points. We go with a single rebound now, gets 2 looks from the free throw line. Ugrinov will head out, as does Campbell. Tamia Francis back in alongside Megan McCarter for the Brampton Warriors. Osamu Sali misses, and I can't help but think, wow, why did I say it? Did I jinx her?
A little bit. You know, it always happens.
It always happens.
Tale as old as time. As soon as you mention the fact that she has a perfect free throw record, it always go, well, you know what? There we go. So maybe it was just the one. It's okay. She gets the one out of her system.
Kiara Levitch read that pass all the way from Letlow. Can't get it to go. Francis has it, turning back out to the three-point line. Double team. There's got to be an open teammate. Francis works to her left. In down to Richer. Richer corrals it at the baseline in the corner. Shovel pass to Leverage, who can't get it to go again, and Leverage seems to be having trouble at the basket, as if there's a lid on the basket for her in this first half. 3.5 minutes remaining. 7-point lead for the Titans.
Definitely, if I'm the Titans head coach right now, the biggest question I'd have for myself is how was Francis able to get that rebound? She is arguably one of the smallest players on the floor, and the fact that she was able to go up against the league-leading rebounders, 1, 2, and 3, and still get that rebound cannot happen, especially if they want to keep those stat lines going.
Francis now guarded by Livingston. Works around the screen from Richer, picks up the dribble. Richer has it at the elbow. Pulls it. That one, no good. Sunley Paisley up to Justina King. Left-handed pass. Livingston into the paint. Over to the corner. Wide open for 3. That one's strong. McCarter now gives it up to the point guard. It's a 3-on-2. Bounce pass and turned over. 2-on-1 now the other way. Justina King behind the back pass. No finish, but the second chance opportunity good for Kiera Letlow. Leads up to 9 for the Titans.
Simple basketball. Don't assume it's going to go in. You got to follow it. And Letlow did exactly that.
Mia Francis stolen by King. Sunley Paisley now waiting for a couple of teammates. Has 4 of them. McCarter comes away with it. Foul's going to be called on the arm against the Brampton Warriors. So fouls on the advantage Titans as we take a quick look at the last basket from Letlow.
Beautiful behind the back pass from King, but again, Letlow, not assuming it's going to go in, follows and crashes the net regardless, and that is basketball IQ down to its core. Not assuming that your teammates are going to make the layup, because you know what, sometimes something happens, the release was wrong, but she was there, she cleaned it up, and she got them the 2 points. So nobody's going to remember the missed layup. They're going to remember the fact that Letlow got the point and got it back.
That last foul was changed, and it's going to go on Jill Stratton. So Megan McCarter goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line. It's a 7-point lead now for the Titans with 2.5 remaining. And the heave pass down the court. Letlow again through contact, can't get it to go. Kiara Letlow is absolutely dominating here in the second quarter. 6 points and 5 rebounds, well on her way to a double-double. 2 more looks from the free throw line where she's 50% today.
The thing that was missing from her performance in game 1 was honestly just her points total. She had 13 rebounds, as we've been saying all game, and she was just shy away from a double-double with 9 points, but even so in this game, her offensive aggression is next to none. She is arguably leading her team in offensive aggression so far. So it's nice to see that she's becoming more comfortable in her abilities and more confident in the fact that she is a threat offensively as well as defensively.
Leverage. That one off the iron, and suddenly Paisley comes away with it. Justina King up the right-hand side, guarded by Griffith Wallace. Justina King. That one narrowly misses. Griffith Wallace now the other way. Works to the middle of the paint from the elbow. That's good. Griffith Wallace back on the board. Justina King on the far side working on McCarter. King gives it up. Teresa Brown over to Umba, back into the middle. Suddenly Paisley almost stripped from Janika Griffith Wallace. Baseline cut for King. No good. McCarter has it, pushing the pace right into the leg of Kiara Letlow. So a lot of advantage Titans sticking in that offensive end on those defensive rebounds, creating some havoc on the breakout for the Warriors.
Warriors seem to be getting a little bit away from Coach Deuce's point of attack for this game, which was simple basketball. They're focusing a lot on the fast break transitions, and yes, that's effective, but you can't use it all the time, especially on a team like the Titans, where they have a lot of clinical bigs, and they're just as fast, especially with King at their disposal. So teams can't forget just to fall back and be comfortable in your offensive rotation. It's okay to set up a play and still get a good chance out of it.
Some of the field goal percentage have regressed to the mean. The Brampton Warriors now shooting under 30% from the field, but still 45% from deep. And the Titans 33% from the field, but 25% from deep. Both teams 6 turnovers, so taking care of the ball still of monumental importance. Brampton Warriors have 13 fouls to the Titans 8, and 7 of those coming in the first quarter. We got 1:16 remaining. Both teams in the bonus. It's a 6-point game in favor of the Titans. This is a back and forth contest. High pace, high efficiency from beyond the arc. And getting to the free throw line, absorbing contact has been part of the game for both sides.
We could be looking at arguably, and who knows, maybe you can quote me on this, a rebound historic night for both teams. Right now, the total for both sides is 49 rebounds, and we're not even at the half yet.
A take to the hoop from McCarter, no good. Umba has it. Down into the corner, it's King. Avoids the screen, attacks the baseline. King elevates, met at the summit by Leverage. Unfortunately, McDonald couldn't corral the rebound and slides out of bounds. 7 left on the shot clock, 52 on the game clock for the advantage Titans. Colby Roper checks back in for Megan McCarter. So a little bit more size and length on the defensive end here as King's looking to inbound. Top of the key, Umba. Uses the screen, Letlow, hands in the passing lanes for McDonald. Letlow now in the paint, up, no good. McDonald does get the rebound that time, jumping from the ceiling. Gives it up to Griffith Wallace, who traipses down the left-hand side. Back into the middle. Leverage. Takes the shot off the back of the iron. Francis corrals the rebound. Griffith Wallace has it, dancing at the top of the key, guarded by Letlow. Griffith Wallace from deep, no. Suddenly Paisley slows things down. Shot clock's off. 15 seconds remaining in the second quarter. It's a 6-point lead still. Advantage Titans looking to add to that. Justina King has got a couple made shots from there. Griffith Wallace inching closer. King uses the screen. From deep, Justina King is hot from deep. and she gives her Titans a 9-point lead at the half. Justina King has 13 points on 4 of 12 shooting, 4 made shots from beyond the arc. And let's take another look.
King is one of those players where, one, you can't leave her open, and two, I'm not too sure what else the Warriors can do better to deny her the chance, because even when they have high defensive pressure, as they did on that recent 3, she finds ways to get open, and she's also shooting from depths that aren't common for most players. So who knows, maybe going into the second half, the Warriors are able to really critique their defense just a little bit to get back to more of that consistent play that we're used to seeing from them, and hopefully they're able to kind of cut down a little bit on the Titans' offensive impact.
A 9-point lead is definitely not insurmountable for this Warriors squad. 16 more minutes of action here from Humber College. It's the Hoop Queens Summer League 2024 game between the Advantage Titans and the Brampton Warriors. One of these teams will remain undefeated. As we head to the halftime break, we'll step aside, stick with us. We'll be right back with more hoop action here on this beautiful Sunday.
So, we are going to figure it out right now. So, first of all, that's how you feel. Alright, so tell me your name. Amor. Make some noise for Amor, man. Make some noise. And what's your name? Sammy, make some noise for Sammy over here. So, it's real simple. This is a money shot. Alright, that. So, you got anywhere? Not the day. For the other one. So what's your intro? You want this way, you want this way? Alright guys, I need you guys to make some noise, make some noise. We're gonna count them down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go! Take your time, check them out. Let's go. Take your time, let's go. First one to make it, a little bit more power. What we got going on? We're getting there. I need you guys So if you're hungry right now, this is the time to get some snacks. This is the time to get some food. I see my U18 Team Canada ladies are in the building. Shout out to y'all. Our players are back. Okay, how you feeling? Good? How you feeling? All right, go. We go. All right, good. I know. Here, look where you're at. He's running. It's not to me. Check it out the basketball. You can take me around.
Welcome back to get you set for the second half action of the Advantage Titans Brampton Warriors game. It's JJ Evison alongside Sydney Holmes. It's a 9-point lead for the Titans. Of course, they held the Brampton Warriors to just 7 second quarter points. Both teams shooting well from beyond the arc, but in the paint is where the real battle is, Sydney.
It's a real downfall for both teams. And again, it's a close game, but I think down the stretch now is going to come down to what team is able to make more of an impact down low and in the paint. Starting off with the Titans, they are currently 11 for 33 on their attempts. The Warriors, no different. They are 8 for 32. So no team is above or tied with 45%. Both of them are arguably failing when it comes to those close shots. And again, yes, you can win off three-point opportunities, but everybody at this point and at this level should be able to make a layup, and that's what's going to come down to what team is going to really push the margin and what team is going to be able to capitalize is who can really become more effective in the paint, down low, getting those fouls and heading to the line.
Well, it's a fresh 16 minutes of basketball. Both teams probably approaching these final two quarters as if there's zeros on the scoreboard. You want to win each quarter on the way out. Both of these teams 1-0 after week 1. One of them will remain undefeated heading into week 3 next Sunday. And if you haven't been able to check out the Hoop Queens Summer League action yet in person, definitely find your way here to Humber College North Campus. The action, the atmosphere, the entertainment is well worth the price of admission. Second half action underway. Advantage Titans in the green jerseys working from right to left on your screen. And the Brampton Warriors in the black jerseys working from left to right. Umba into the paint. That one rattles in and then out. Rebounded by double O, Osamu Sali, who settles it down with Angeline Campbell. Campbell working at the top of the key. Richer has it on the far side. Takes it into the paint. Drop stepping, fading away. And Michaela Richer with the tough bucket opens the scoring in the third quarter. Livingston, that one swatted away, will stay the way of the Advantage Titans. Kiara Letlow has it on the baseline. That one, again out of bounds, will stay with the Advantage Titans. So 2 Warriors swarming Brianna Livingston, who darted to the baseline on the whistle. A little bit of a zone coverage here. Communication is going to be effective. Suddenly Paisley gets it to Livingston, who tosses it right back down to Letlow. Double teamed. No foul called. Leverage gives it up to Angeline Campbell, who pushes it up the left-hand side. Campbell down to Michaela Richer. Richer fakes, uses her body to get inside off the backboard. 4 straight points for Michaela Richer. It's a 5-point game. Richer gives up position too easily there to Walters. Foul's going to be called on Walters, so Richer with 4 points. And a taken foul. Let's take a look at that last basket.
You cannot give her that space, especially down low. She's just too clinical. The way she's able to move around the defender as if she's not even there is great. And again, you see even on the defensive end, she's able to find her positioning early, get that charge, and now Warriors are headed the other way.
Extremely good footwork there. We talked about scoring in the paint, and already here she is again, Michaela Richer at the elbow. Down into leverage, kicks it back out. Griffith Wallace for 3. Nothing but nylon. Janika Griffith Wallace.
This is the simple basketball that was talked about prior to the game. It's finally clicking, and look, now they're in competitive contention now, just 2 points down off the lead.
Justina King on the attack. The rebound couldn't be corralled, and Kiowa Walters stops the bleeding. It was a 7-0 deficit, now 7-2. A push in the back for Walters, who gets her second foul in about 60 seconds. She'll have to come out. Checking in is Teresa Brown. Tamia Francis comes in for Olivia Osamusali for the Warriors, and Angeline Campbell out as well. Colby Roper in for the Warriors. Griffith Wallace has it. Francis, Richer off of her own legs and out of bounds. Well defended there by Sunley Paisley. By the way, Sunley Paisley, well more than just a hooper. She actually is an analyst for the CEBL for the Ottawa Blackjacks and a published novelist. 3 novels, her most recent called Bloodkin and Curses.
You know what I love about Hoop Queens?
What do you love about Hoop Queens?
You know what? Thank you for asking me, JJ. Not only the accolades that these women have on the court, but off the court. They are professional athletes through and through. And as I say this, you know what? I think you know what? It's okay, because that doesn't diminish the fact of how successful they are both on and off the court.
No, just a mindless pass there from Hannah Sunley Paisley right into the hands of the opponent. Wasn't expecting it. But no, I agree. I think this whole organization has done a great job of empowering women, especially here in Canada. to come back from abroad or once they're done their youth sports careers. It's a safe space to train, develop, and get ready for the next step, whether that be in life or in basketball. Kisa K, we can't give you enough praise for the community that you've created up here and the job that you do through all these events. So thank you for myself and Sydney for having us here and joining this beautiful family and team. Back to the basketball. It's a 4-point game for the Titans, 5:30 remaining in the third quarter. Over the timeline with it. Letlow has it. Working to her left, gives it up to Umba. Suddenly Paisley attacking the paint, over to Letlow. Well guarded by Roper. Roper couldn't corral the rebound. Foul called. Count the basket and one opportunity. Kiara Letlow.
A small adjustment I think I would have made there for the Warriors defense. For Roper, yes, you have her under the net, but there's no sense having your hands up when all she can see is the back of the backboard. Letlow is the kind of player where she's going to fight for positioning, so rather than having your hands straight up in an effort to not get the foul, hands at your side, one hand on her, and eliminate that side chance that she has to kind of cut back underneath. So hopefully she's going to be able to make that small adjustment and diminish that the next time Letlow is down low.
Ellen Ugranov and Julianne McDonald check back in for the Warriors as Francis brings it over the timeline. Works to her left into the paint. Pocket pass, no good for Roper. Ball's tied up. Possession arrow staying with the Warriors. Checking back in for Advantage Titans is Jill Stratton. And Roper has it, gives it off to Griffith Wallace, defended by Sunley Paisley. Wallace up now to McDonald. 4 seconds on the shot clock. McDonald pulls it. That one's well off the mark and out of bounds. Clock awareness a little bit lackadaisical there from the Warriors on the inbound. Leads back up to 7 for the Titans. Umba dances with it, gives it up to Letlow. Big move into the paint. Letlow can't get it to go. Tough fall for Letlow. Ugranov pushes the pace. Francis up now. Julianne McDonald into the paint, off the backboard and in. Letlow up on her feet. Slow to get back into the play. So an odd man rush allows the Brampton Warriors to get 2 more points, and Letlow and McDonald fighting for position on the far side as Letlow cross-court pass. Umba dances, brings it back out. Letlow fighting for position. Sunley Paisley across to Stratton. Stratton pulls it from 3. That one off the iron, swatted away by McDonald, but right into the hands of King. King picks up a dribble. She's in trouble. That one bobbled, but King somehow retains possession. From the logo, King off the front of the iron. Griffith Wallace has it. Slowly up across the timeline. Working on King to her left. Stripped, but a little too much contact there from Letlow, and I think Griffith Wallace might have just got bailed out.
Griffith Wallace has been playing sensational defense, and we've noticed King is a lot quieter in this quarter, but it's to point out that Griffith Wallace has been on her from the time that the ball is in play until the ball is back in their hands offensively. She is on her defensively, eliminating those chances, and it's showing. Right now, King is not producing as much as she has in the first half of play.
To remind you, Justina King has 13 points on 4 of 14 shooting, 7 from the 2-point area, 7 from the 3-point area. All of her makes are from beyond the arc. She's followed by Kiara Letlow with 10 points and 7 boards. On the other side is Tamia Francis, 10 points. Janika Griffith Wallace with 8. As the Brampton Warriors look to come back in this one, down 5. With lots of time remaining here in the third quarter to dig into that lead. And then 8 more minutes of the fourth to try and overtake that lead and remain the only undefeated team in the Hoop Queens 2024 Summer League. Team Triple Threat moved to 500 with their win against Team Sun Youth earlier today. Next week we have another round of round robins, then it's playoffs followed by the championship Sunday. Be sure to come check out the action here at Humber College North. Ugranov has it for the Warriors at the top of the key. Gives it up to Francis. Francis working to her left, back to her right, a couple of crossovers, turnaround. The bounce pass into the path of Roper just a little too strong. Quick pass up to Letlow, down to Sunley Paisley. Paisley works into the paint. Tamia Francis goes for the strip. Ball's going to be tied up. Possession arrow remains with advantage Titans. It'll be a baseline out of bounds. And Jill Stratton will be the inbounder. Set up as a box are the advantage Titans. Brianna Livingston leaks out, so does Paisley. Stratton into the paint, extra pass to Letlow for another 2 points off the backboard. And Francis has it into the paint. Ran into a couple of bodies, gives it up. Julianne McDonald pushed. The ball finds leverage. Francis from deep. Francis with another three-pointer. Her third in as many tries today. Brianna Livingston gives it up to Sunley Paisley, who passes it over to Umba. Umba calls her own number from three. That one well off the mark. It's a 4-point game, 2.5 remaining in the third quarter here. Between the two 1-0 teams. Tamia Francis having a little fun, feeling the DJ, dancing it up on the near side. Ellen Ugranov comes out, as does Colby Roper. In comes Megan McCarter. And Michaela Richet. Richet is going to set the screen. Francis ignores it, working to her left. Well defended by Umba. However, contact is going to be called. Francis is so shifty. Now let's take a look at a couple of replays here.
Both teams have been clinical, but again, Francis now, I just love the confidence. Like the confidence that she has, that she knows it's going in, but also even she has time to do the dance on the way back.
What a celebration.
But when you have teams that are so competitive, it's little things like that that you can do to not only boost your own confidence, but boost team morale, get teams involved, and get your confidence flowing. Basketball is 9 things out of 10, it's confidence. So if you have the ability to know that you're going to shoot it and it's going to go in, little dances like that can make it work in the long run.
Michaela Richet misses on the take. Advantage Titans out in on the run. Charge called on Brianna Livingston. Feet set by Julianne McDonald, who got to the spot in time. That was a bang-bang play. I wasn't sure which way that was going to go. Julianne McDonald hit the hardwood hard. She looks like she's doing all right there in the far corner. Angeline Campbell over the timeline. Uses the screen by Richet. Leverage, no good. Richet collects it, puts it back up. 6 points in the quarter for Michaela Richet, who looks to be running down the court a little gingerly. Livingston fading away off the near iron, and Campbell with it. That pass a little too hot to handle for leverage. Griffith Wallace will check back in for Julianne McDonald. And Brampton have it to within 2 here, but Justina King has it over the timeline. Giving it up to Teresa Brown. Down to Letlow, back up to Brown. Steps inside the 3-point line. Off the back of the iron and through. Teresa Brown finds the score sheet. Angeline Campbell now. Picks up the dribble, is in trouble. Fading away is Leverage. Leverage can't get it to bounce. Rebounded by Sunley Paisley. Letlow fighting for position and gets the foul called, so Letlow will head back to the free throw line, where she is 4 of 7 for the day. 12 points, 8 rebounds for Kiara Letlow. second leading scorer, just 1 point behind Justina King.
We talked about how this game is going to be decided on what team can be the most effective down low. On paper, it looks like the Titans, but both teams have been actually able to increase their field goal percentage. Right now, the Titans are currently sitting at 32% with 15 for 46, with the Warriors 14 for 42. So both teams have cracked the 30 mark, so we're getting a little bit more consistent. But again, Letlow is one of those players who's been consistent all game for her team, and she's drawing those fouls. Team fouls, again, are more weighted for the Titans side with 5 team fouls in comparison to 2 for the Warriors, but she's making the Warriors pay. She is a clinical player on both sides of the floor.
Griffith Wallace dials that one from a little deeper than normal and misses short. Beautiful handoff from Campbell, but no good. Double O, Olivia Osamusali gonna check in. A little more size and length to grab some rebounds. Megan Carter will head to the bench. As Justina King brings it up on the far side. Brianna Livingston down onto the block to Sunday Paisley. Far side, Justina King. Floater no good. That one last touched by Sunday King. And the Warriors will be able to cut into this 5-point lead, at least have a chance to. Officials say it's off of the Warriors, so the advantage Titans will actually retain possession. Justina King at the top of the key. Right back to Teresa Brown. That one off the short iron. Richer has it. Gives it up to Campbell. 25 seconds left in the quarter. Double O with it. Backing down her defender. Up a little too strong. Fighting for it and coming away with it is Griffith Wallace. Griffith Wallace 11 on the shot clock. Working on King. Richer has it. To her left. Fading away, Richer. 8 points in the quarter for Michaela Richer. Can King get one off? Blocked by Griffith Wallace. Tough way to end the quarter for the advantage Titans. It's a 3-point game. We got a minute on the clock to take a break. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter action here. Hoop Queens Summer League 2024. Stay with us. Fourth quarter time, 8 minutes on the clock. The 3-point lead for the advantage Titans over the Brampton Warriors. The Warriors won the third quarter by 6 points, holding the advantage Titans to just 10 in the quarter. Half of the points from the Warriors coming from Michaela Richer, who had quite a performance there. And we are underway. Tamia Francis has it. At the top of the key, gives it up to Richer. Richer to leverage from deep. Leverage pulls it off the mark. King gives it down to Sunley Paisley on the block, guarded by Richer. Letlow gets position, up and yes, off the backboard. Tiara Letlow letting her opponent know she cannot defend her. Tamia Francis fights through contact, but coughs it up. Letlow on the run out. Gets her defender in the air and then finishes. It's a 4-0 run, all courtesy of Letlow. Timeout called for the Brampton Warriors. What you laughing about, Sydney?
A little baby cradle celebration there from Letlow.
I don't know if they hand out fines here in the Hoop Queens.
Rocking the baby to sleep.
Yeah. Let's take a quick look at those two baskets. What do you see, Sid?
What don't I see is the clinicalness of Letlow. Also, I'm a true fan of not trash talking. I think a little bit of a celebration here is just like a little bit of an ego boost. Well, look at that. She's ever so careful. She's rocking the baby to sleep. But something that she's focusing on her playability, though, again, and we touched on it earlier, the trust that she has in her team to be the first one to break out. And I think it's interesting because usually you see point guards. They're the first one to kind of break out down the floor. They're usually at half, looking to kind of get that early mark because you see that they have bigs down low fighting to get that rebound. But because the Titans have such a strong presence down low, Letlow doesn't need to do that. She knows that there's two other bigs on her team that can make as big of an impact as she can. So as soon as she sees that shot up, she's gone. And that last basket that we saw on the replay, she was gone on transition before the Warriors even knew that she was there. And again, she's on a high right now. It's going to be hard to slow her down. So they're going to need to look to stop her. Hopefully the Warriors can do so, but she's on a hot streak right now, to say the least.
Francis has it over the timeline, gives it up to Richer, right back to Francis in the paint. Blocked by Brianna Livingston, who gets it now on the run out. Livingston just pulls up right beside the elbow, and that one rolls in. And all of a sudden, the lead's back up to 9 for the advantage Titans. Francis the other way. Campbell, step back three, off the iron and into the hands of Letlow, who collects her 9th rebound to go with 17 points, 1 rebound shy of a double-double, her second double-double. Oh, she had 9 points, sorry,
Yes.
week 1, apologies. Umba gives it up to Livingston. Livingston to her left, off the backboard and in. Beautiful step by Brianna Livingston. The lead now up to 11. 6.5 remaining in the fourth quarter. Angeline Campbell. Livingston having herself a few good minutes of run here. The block to the Renault. Foul is going to be called on Leverage. Will Livingston go to the line? No, baseline out of bounds.
True momentum shift in this game. Right now, the Titans are controlling this game. They're forcing the Warriors to play their style of basketball. They're forcing the Warriors to get away from their simple basketball mentality, which is going down the floor, setting up a play offensively, looking to dish the ball down low. But because the Titans are so quick with their offensive rotation, they're forcing the Warriors to run and play their style, and it's really benefiting the Titans right now down low.
So the foul went on Kiara Leverage. Brianna Livingston's in the free throw line by herself. I didn't see a technical called. Regardless, it's a 12-point lead for the Titans, who retain possession on the sideline. Letlow intercepted by Leverage. Leverage into the paint. Up, across her body, can't get it to go. Richer, no good. Suddenly Paisley just over everybody else, snatches the ball away. It's Letlow on the far side. Suddenly Paisley on the cut. And Julian McDonald has it the other way. Julian McDonald dribbles it a little further than she could reach. Francis has it at the top of the key. Wants the one-on-one isolation matchup. Tries to get it in down to Leverage. Leverage, Stratton on her. Leverage pulls it. That one rebounded by Suddenly Paisley. The reason for the 2 free throws, it was a clear path foul. We're just getting word. Thank you so much to our producer. Justina King working to her left. Letlow back into the paint. Step around and fouled on the way up by McDonald.
We talked about it before, but something that I think Letlow was really missing from the first game of the season was her aggression and her offensive aggression and the confidence that she has now found. Again, we've seen it's, I don't want to call it taunting, I just want to say a playful confidence, you know, when she kind of goes down the floor, does her little digs at the other team. It drives competitiveness in the game, but that's what she was missing in the first game, and I'm so happy she's found it now, is the confidence to go into the key and know, hey, I'm either going to come away with 2 shots at the line, or I'm going to get the basket, or I'm headed to the line for the extra point. It's going to be one of those 3 options.
She goes 1 of 2 from that trip, extending the lead to 13 points. Griffith Wallace has it. Whip pass to Roper. Roper back to Wallace, but intercepted by Livingston. Knocked away by Livingston. Shot clock's at 8 seconds. I thought Livingston had hit that last, and she did not. So the Advantage Titans will have possession with 14 on the shot clock. And they'll need to stop here before they can start to dig into that 13-point deficit, but it's Letlow on Osamusali. King at the top of the key. Step back off the side of the iron and rolls out of bounds. Justina King narrowly missed that one. Kayla Riche checks back in. Osamusali. And the Warriors now with another chance to cut into the 13-point lead held by the Titans. Griffith Wallace dances to her right. Gets her defender in the air, dials it from deep. Nothing but net. Griffith Wallace, who had 8 3-pointers made in week 1, adds another one to her total here today. She's got 3 on the day. Justina King with the response. Justina King with her 5th on 10 attempts. Griffith Wallace. Now to McDonald. Riche guarded by Letlow. Riche off the front of the iron. That one pushed up by King. Stratton pulls it back out. King guarded by Leverage. King to her right, around the defender, off the backboard and through. Justina King stepping up 5 straight points. The lead up to 15. Griffith Wallace to her left, finds space, pulls it from deep, gets fouled on the shot attempt. She'll go to the free throw line for 3 attempts. Foul goes on Brianna Livingston. Looks like both teams are living and dying by the 3 in the last few possessions. Timeout on the floor. We'll step aside and be right back for the remaining 3 minutes and 30 seconds of the 4th quarter between the Titans and the Warriors. Here from Humber College, it is Hoop Queens Summer League 2024. Just under 3.5 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Janika Griffith Wallace and Justina King going at it, Sydney.
It's a neck-and-neck battle, to say the least. Griffith Wallace, again, clinical from beyond the arc, but it's unmatched to the strength and consistency that King has been able to bring for the Titans tonight. You see, it doesn't matter where she is on the floor. It doesn't matter the chances. Either she's beyond the arc or she's driving in for a bank floater. She's clinical, and I think that's been, I'm going to repeat myself. How many times I'm going to say that word? I need to create an ongoing tally. Maybe I'm saying it too much, but for her, I think it's warranted. she's so consistent on the floor that it's one of those players that I would, as a defender, I would look at the coach and be like, I don't know what you want me to do, because I can only guard her so well for so long. But the fact that she's creating chances both in the paint and beyond the arc, it's fantastic to see.
I'll tell you what head coach Nick Nurse would do, box and one.
Yeah.
She's that type of player.
Yes.
Griffith Wallace 2 of 3 from the line. It's a 13-point game. Full court press now, broken quite easily. Livingston has it, hesitates off the backboard, then the iron, no good. McDonald pushes it the other way, gives it up, but doesn't. Faked me out and the team. Julianne McDonald faked the handoff, turned the corner, couldn't get the bucket to go, but went to the free throw line for 2.
I think she faked herself out. I don't think she expected to still have the ball. I think her plan was to dish it off to Francis, but she just kept it. Surprised herself, but you know what? Now she's headed to the line for 2.
Well, she was talking to Francis the whole way up the court, like, come get this ball.
Yeah.
I'm not a ball handler. I'm not a ball handler.
Yeah, I think when she passed Francis and realized, hey, I still have the ball in my hand, might as well drive it to the net.
One for 2 from the free throw line was McDonald on that trip, the Toronto native. Played for Memphis and Moorhead State in the NCAA. It's Justina King now. Gives it up, but is called right back. Guarded by Griffith Wallace. 23 on 23, works to her right, into the corner. No good. Griffith Wallace collects the rebound. Working up the left-hand side, Letlow. From 3, Wallace back of the iron and through. That was deep. Titans come charging back down court, and Julianne McDonald's a little too aggressive on the trap on the sideline with Tamia Francis, so foul's called.
You want to talk about aggression from beyond the arc. I had to lean back a little bit. I didn't even know if it was going to go in, but that's how you can tell when a shot is just nice. The release from Griffith Wallace, it was too good. And it's unfortunate to see that she's been kind of applying her three-point consistency a bit late in this game, but who knows? I mean, there's still time. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in this game. Anything can happen, and if she continues to perform like that, this margin is going to get tighter and tighter.
Well, the Titans just turned it over on a baseline, stepping out of bounds. Sonny Paisley whipping it to the corner. Campbell off the back of the iron, but they'll get their own rebound. Campbell has a second look. Francis gives it up to Griffith Wallace. She's got a primary defender on her, pulls it back. Got to do something with it. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Richey got to throw it up. She's not aware. Shot clock violation. Don't count the basket. Richey was just unaware of how much time she had. Griffith Wallace got stuck with it at the top of the arc. Side out. Full court press yet again. And guess who's ahead of the pack?
Kiara Letlow.
Do they see her? They absolutely do.
Don't think so. Oh.
I mean, like her teammates. She kicks it back out. Sonny Paisley knows that taking time off the clock is of the utmost importance here for the Titans. Another behind the back. Ooh, leverage almost with the strip. Justina King going to be taking the deep 3, and that might have just iced the game. Justina King, her 21st point, and 6th made three-pointer of the game. A minute 36 remaining. Timeout called by the Brampton Warriors. We'll step aside and be right back with you in 60 seconds to wrap this one up.
So ladies and
you can feel the heat from the court. Justina King is hot from beyond the arc. 6 of 11 shooting, including the last one, inching closer and closer to the half-court line, Sydney.
Francis at that point was guarding her as close as you would expect her to guard her. And as soon as she turned around and she saw that King made the three, she just shook her head, because at that point there's nothing more you can do. King is creating chances when there's none. So at that point, there's nothing else you can do defensively but applaud the three.
Leverage off the mark with her three-point attempt, rebounded by Sunley Paisley, and Leverage gets her across the face. As we take another look at the deep three from Justina King.
What do you do? There was a hand in her face. She was well beyond the arc. You know what? Defensively,
good defense, better offense.
Yeah,
right?
At that point, it's just like, you know what? She's just a little bit better. But at the end of the day, Francis couldn't have done anything better anyways. So
at that kind of situation, I mean, like when you look back at it, the only thing she could have done was deny her the ball from before, right? Like get right up on her and make sure there's no clear pass path.
And who knows, maybe that's a good touch point for all teams. But do you really want to commit one player to leave your defensive rotation just to be on her the entire time because of how strong the Titans offense is?
Here she is again, King, guarded this time by McDonald, working with Letlow on the screen. Now has Griffith Wallace on her. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Justina King has time and space, extra pass. The side three from Brianna Livingston is good.
It's kind of like I said, it's coming to fruition. King is not the only shooter on this Titans roster.
The corner three from McCarter, no good. Umba has it over the timeline. 50 seconds left, it's a 15-point game. Letlow dribbles it, gives it off to Umba. Foul on Julianne McDonald. Trying to go for the steal there late. She'll pick up another foul. Her 4th of the game. Free throws upcoming for the Titans. And it appears as though Advantage Titans will improve to 2-0 and be the only undefeated team left in the Hoop Queens Summer League 2024.
I kind of kept it a little bit buttoned at the start of the game, but one of the key game points that Coach Bartley gave me was to stay undefeated. She told me that they're going to focus on their bigs, which they have, and the other game point was to stay undefeated. And you know what? I think that they did a pretty good job at accomplishing both.
Absolutely. They did it through a variety of ways. Deep shooting, getting to the free throw line, suffocating defense, of course. 30 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Titans looking to eat as much clock as possible. Brianna Livingston, yes, pulls it. Griffith Wallace will take it over the timeline and maybe get one last look at a bucket. A deep three she does off the backboard, and that one rebounded by the Titans. 5 seconds left, and yes, Advantage Titans improved to 2-0. Great game planning from the coaches team, remain undefeated. Justina King, 21 points, 2 assists. Brianna Livingston, 19 points. And Kiara Letlow, 18 points, 9 boards, 1 rebound shy of a double this week, 1 point shy of a double-double last week. And the player of the game, of course, Justina King, number 23 in green. The Scarborough, Ontario native earns the honors. What a performance by King.
And rightfully deserved. She, from the top to the bottom, was clinical from beyond the arc, driving in, creating chances for herself. But again, having the confidence that she has can only come from your quote-unquote weakest player on the Titans lineup. And after seeing this game, I don't really know if there is one. But you look at chances like that. she's shooting from distance comfortably. And that can come down to the consistency of how many times she puts up shots, how many shots she puts up. Even one of the tallest players on the court for the Warriors, and she's shooting over her like it's nothing. She's able to create chances inside, create chances from beyond the arc, and again, over Francis, like she wasn't even there. So rightfully deserved, fantastic effort for her from this game, but also another key player who should have gotten just arguably deserved the nod as well, Kiara Letlow. Fantastic from start to finish. I was also gatekeeping this too. I played AAU basketball with Kiara years ago now, but it's so fun to see.
Why are you keeping all this stuff from me?
You know what? I'm keeping it until the very end. I think it's a nice little tidbit to leave things off of, you know? But it's fun to see. I'm probably the smallest power forward you'll ever meet in your life, but it's cool to see that she's still dominating, still creating chances and proving herself in such a competitive league. But it's nice to see that they have such a strong offensive and defensive presence from both of these players tonight.
Well, here are some of her highlights. As you can see, dominating the paint, like you said. And she was running the floor the entire game. Look at this. McCarter just can't stay with her, so she gets her own rebound and goes right back up. A lot of and-one opportunities for Letlow. Great visionary as well. Once you give the ball up to a teammate, what do? You dive to the basket.
Absolutely. You talk about simple basketball, she was playing key fundamentals and she was doing it well. She's always the first in transition, not allowing the Warriors to get easy chances. And you know, I love it. The little baby cradle. I want to keep that a consistent thing. I hope she continues to do it. I loved it. I thought it was such a lovely touch.
Well, we'll have to come back next week to see if she can maintain that celebration and performance. For Sydney Holmes, I'm JJ Evison, and everybody here at the Hoop Queens Summer League broadcast team. Thanks for tuning in. Come by next week or tune in online. We'll see you then. Enjoy your Sunday.